Hey, Rob here, and welcome to my GPD Win2 unboxing and first impressions video. This video took over a month to complete, and I'm sorry to say, I don't know if it really shows at all. I kind of understand now what happened with Duke Nukem Forever. I kept wanting to add things, and then later on decided that it wasn't appropriate for the video, so I pulled things out, and I think what ended up happening is a video that jumps around a bit too much. So I'm going to kind of put a couple comments now that I think should have been put in there, and I'm pulling other things out to turn them into other videos, and I just hope the whole thing turned out. Let me know what you think. You know, please, as always, give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more, but I'm hoping nobody will be too brutal on this one. Again, if you don't like it, I apologize, and if you do like it, I'm really glad. All right, let's just get going with this.
Retro Rob plays everything.
Hey, ladies and germs, it's time for the unboxing of the GPD Win2. I wasn't expecting this till Friday, so this unboxing is probably not going to be as information filled as it could be. That said, I'll try and backfill it, so it'll probably turn out okay in the end. All right, box. Zoom in on the box. Whew, here we go. Oh, if you're interested, by the way, very basic. It's actually kind of classy, though. It has kind of a velvety feel to it. All right, probably didn't want to see the box. Probably want to see the item itself. All right, let's look. In here we have one charger, one charging cable, that is of course USB-C. The device itself is under this ribbon. One manual, let's take a look at the manual real quick. Win2. Windows 10 key, I'll blur that out. Thanks guys. And yeah, just the basics. Nice though. Alright, let's see the device itself. It feels heavier than the GPD Win. I kind of wish I still had it to compare. Yeah, I think it's thicker. Wow, it feels nice. Hey, Future Rob here, and I'm going to take over for Past Rob because I know quite a bit more about the buttons now. So I'll do a better job of describing it and some of the features. So I'm stepping in. It's about 2 weeks later in the future from when the original unboxing was shot. Let's get going, shall we? Alright, so these are your shoulder buttons right here. In here is the two triggers. So these act as your triggers. And then these act as your R3 and L3 buttons, which is your buttons that are located under the joystick normally, or sorry, analog stick normally. Here we have USB-C, USB 3, SD card, I don't even know why you need that anymore, and then of course HDMI out. Let's go around to the bottom. This is where the SSD drive is hidden. It is a very easy removal. I've upgraded this already to 256 gigs. I recommend you do the same because you're going to want to use that faster storage instead of using the SD like you may have on the Win2. Really, you want to do the upgrade. It's pretty easy. I used Macrium Reflect to clone the drive. I used a USB enclosure and hooked up the new drive through USB-C and then cloned it and just replaced it. It's only one screw and it only takes a few minutes. Really, it's super fast and super easy. Overall, I can't get over how much faster this thing is than the original GPD Win. Alright, should be, because it's way more expensive, right? Alright, let's look at these. This is the fan location. Make sure you keep this clear and clean. So get yourself a canned air and spray this out every once in a while. I'm serious, don't mess with this, because this thing is very serious about heat dissipation. That said, it seems to run a little bit better or a little bit cooler than the original GPD Win. Future Rob here, and I want to elucidate on the statement I made about heat. Under general usage, it seems to run cooler. I'll stand by that. However, when it gets heated up, in other words, when it's under significant stress, it actually seems to be a little bit hotter to me. And it seems like it gets hotter sooner, but it might be because I'm throwing more demanding games on it than I did the original GPD Win, because it seemed to handle them so well. All right, so there is a note. Under normal usage or light gaming usage, it seems to be cooler. However, it seems to actually get hotter under heavy usage. All right, that's been straightened out. Let's continue. Jericho, give me my darn game system back. Originally, I said that the cover and this hinge area was made out of aluminum. It is not. It's made out of magnesium alloy. So there's a correction right there. Let's open this up and take a look at the screen and talk a little bit about it. Alright, so looking at the screen, it's a little bit larger than the original GPD Win screen. It runs at 1280 by 720. It's very bright, very clear, looks great. I support the idea of using 720 on these screens because, quite honestly, I found that if you get way higher resolutions like they did on the GPD Pocket, it's kind of hard to see the screen anyway. So this runs games a little bit smoother because of the lower resolution, and it looks just great. If you want to output 4K, you can actually use the HDMI port in the back to do that. The processor has also been sped up. It's an M3 processor. It's about 3 times faster than the original one in actual operation. If you're wondering what kind of video it's got HD 615. That's Intel, of course, running at 900 megahertz. They've upgraded the RAM. It's got 8 gigs of RAM now, which is pretty reasonable for gaming. And yeah, it's pretty decent in operation. I'll show you that in a minute. But first, let's do a digital drag race against its brothers. Welcome to the digital drag race. I'm going to be putting up the original footage of the GPD Win versus Pocket video and adding this, the GPD Win2, into it. On your marks, get set, go. Alright, so in the end, we've got the GPD Win1 with 2440, the GPD Pocket with 2306, and the Win2 with a relatively, to these, smoking 4092. I found on subsequent tests that the number dropped a little bit, probably because we hit the thermal ceiling. Here's 3 games that run way better on the GPD Win2 than they did on the Win1. Number 1, Saints Row 3. This is my favorite of the Saints Row games. I also like it quite a bit better than I like Grand Theft Auto, largely because it has more of a sense of fun and mayhem than the Grand Theft Auto series has of late. It reminds me more of Grand Theft Auto 3 than, say, Grand Theft Auto 4 does, which is basically a bunch of fetching. I really do like it. I mean, it's just a fun game, enjoyable. Didn't even run on the GPD Win 1 at all for me. It would just crash at the beginning. On here, even though it looks a little laggy when I'm playing it here, it absolutely isn't when you actually play it on the little screen. It plays really, really well. So, really happy that I can play this one because this is a perfect mobile edition. You know, unlike something like Grand Theft Auto 5 where you do see some performance problems with it, this one runs great. Game 2, PacMan and the Ghostly Adventures. It's kind of weird seeing PacMan as just like a standard platformer, but in this case the game works pretty well, and it's completely unplayable on the GPD Win. It's just way too slow. On the Win2, however, runs just fine, no lag, no problems. Really smooth, even if my gameplay isn't. Oh no! Dead. Game number 3, Left 4 Dead 2. This game barely ran at all on the GPD Win 1. However, on the GPD Win 2, it runs great. And with a couple minor modifications, you can play it just fine with the controller. Yeah, you probably won't be winning Player of the Year or anything, but it does play perfectly fine, as you can see right here. And I'm even talking while I'm doing it. Not bad. Not bad at all, really. Hey, you want to quit that? Don't look down there. It ruins the special effects. Come on, people.
Everybody grab a weapon.
Left 4 Dead 2, and it's available cheap. So, what's the verdict on the GPD Win2? Well, I like it quite a bit. In fact, it addressed almost every single problem that I had with the original GPD Win. It's much faster, has way more RAM, and they've just greatly sped up the storage on it. In fact, most games that I played on this, I haven't had to tweak this system at all, which is one of the reasons why I didn't do a tweaking guide yet. I just haven't needed it. So, the only problem I really have with it is the price. At around $700, it does seem pretty darn high, but you are getting a lot for the money that you're spending. I just wish it was about 100, maybe 150 cheaper. Then I would give it like a way thumbs up. But as it stands right now, thanks to its build quality, great screen, expanded RAM, easily expanded storage, and pretty much everything else about it, it gets a thumbs up anyway. Thank you very much for watching this review. It took a long freaking time to do it. I really do hope you appreciate it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more. And I will see you in a couple days with very likely another video on this. Also, I am indeed working on a tweaking guide. It's just that I've gotten a whole bunch of recommendations during earlier videos about the Win that I've done from people who have tweaked it out. And I'm going to try and take some of their suggestions and put them into my tweaking guide. I'll try and give credit too, because I'm that kind of guy. Alright, thanks for watching. See you in a couple days. Bye. So just one more addendum before I start this video. I think that I'm never gonna get this damn thing done. Jeez.
Retro Rob's gaming videos.